Kate Middleton just revealed the quietest royal transformation of the decade. A change so small you'd think it's only about hair, until you see how it became the symbol of her survival. What does it mean when a woman changes her hair after facing her darkest hour? Is it vanity or is it rebirth? Months after the world learned that Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, is quietly fighting a private battle with cancer, an almost imperceptible transformation began. It wasn't about speeches, titles, or protocol. It was something smaller, subtler, but strangely magnetic. The slow shimmer of sunlight woven into her once deep brunette hair. Suddenly, people were whispering. What had changed? Why now? And perhaps more curiously, what did it mean? The mystery began to unfold under the bright lights of the royal variety performance. When Kate stepped into view with an unmistakable glow, the cameras didn't just capture her famous poise. They captured a gentler radiance, a warmth that seemed both deliberate and effortless. Under the chandeliers of the Royal Albert Hall, she laughed softly with actress Sue Pollard, who couldn't help but comment on her lighter shade. It used to be brown, Kate said with a smile, but it's gone light in the sunshine. A charming, almost casual remark, but there was something behind it, something layered. The kind of offhand truth that speaks volumes when life itself has been tested. That sunshine, literal and symbolic, had followed the royal family through their summer traveling across the Greek islands. Holiday photos showed Kate with that same softened hue, strands catching the light at sea. The deep tones of her past giving way to something gentler, more open. It felt as though her hair had taken on its own quiet narrative, one of renewal, resilience, and reclamation. Every woman who's ever changed her hair after heartbreak, illness, or transformation knows it. Sometimes the color you choose is also the color of how you feel inside. There she was, radiant in emerald velvet, stepping out beside Prince William at that evening's performance. The gown hugged her figure with royal precision, yet her blonde-touched waves cascaded freely, a whisper of rebellion against the stiffness of occasion. And then there were the earrings, Greville chandeliers, once belonging to Queen Elizabeth, their light splintering across Kate's shoulders like 1,000 tiny blessings passed down from a lineage that understands survival as much as duty. Experts, of course, rushed to analyze the shift. Professionals from the world of high-end salons examined photos with almost forensic zeal. One color artist described the hue as a breath of fresh air, warm honey against her naturally cool undertones. A delicate balance that brightened her complexion while still honoring her trademark subtlety. But beyond the technical language of tones and highlights, what many saw was emotional texture, the transformation of a woman emerging from storm clouds into gentle sunlight. One shade at a time, the experts explained that her base had been carefully lightened, then infused with highlights fine enough to mimic natural exposure. It was meant to echo the Greek summer, where salt, sea, and silence can alter more than just the surface of one's hair. They can rewire perspective. For those watching, Kate's evolving look wasn't simply aesthetic. It symbolized something human, growth that doesn't announce itself loudly, but settles quietly, gracefully, in patterns of light and color. Even so, her hair couldn't seem to stay one note for long. In early autumn, photographers caught her first at the Natural History Museum, where her lighter tones gleamed like amber against soft daylight. Then, days later at a rugby match, the color appeared to deepen, the sun-kissed glow surrendering to a rich chestnut. The tabloids wondered, had she changed it again? Was there meaning in the shift? Intention in every tone? Stylists countered the speculation. They explained that what the world thought was a dramatic dye job was likely nothing more than the alchemy of light and texture. In the museum's open air, her waves had reflected the brightness around her, magnifying those honeyed streaks. At the stadium, under cooler skies and stricter lighting, her sleeker hairstyle absorbed shadow and seemed darker. Yet even in the locker rooms afterward, when the lights turned sharp and artificial, her golden highlights slipped into view once more, like secret affirmations hiding in plain sight. The public read meaning into every image, every angle. Perhaps they always have with her. For Kate's hair has never just been hair. It has been armor, identity, even communication. Over the years, it's been the soft banner of her youth, the symbol of her poised maturity, and now, perhaps, the expression of something far deeper. A woman who understands how to carry grace through pain. Then came her true test of strength, not in appearance, but in voice. On a cold November day, Kate Middleton took the stage for her first speech since revealing her diagnosis. The occasion was the Royal Foundation's Future Workforce Summit, an event tied to her early childhood initiative, her passion project, and a cause that speaks of emotional foundations built long before the crown ever rests upon the head. Her words that day were calm, measured, yet filled with a kind of sincerity that only hardship can carve into speech. She didn't need grand rhetoric. Every pause was its own confession. Every smile a deliberate act of courage. Even her jewelry that day seemed chosen not for sparkle, but for meaning. The engagement ring, heavy with Diana's memory, shone beside new eternity bands, symbols of the continuity between generations, of promises that survive even as the world changes shape. On her left hand, tradition, love, and legacy intertwined, each ring a story of its own, reminding everyone that while heritage can be inherited, empathy must be earned. Observers couldn't help but notice how her appearance harmonized with her tone. The natural brightness of her hair now felt like an outward reflection of the quiet strength within. The once dark locks that had defined her royal image had become lighter, freer, no longer the perfect mask of composure, but a soft frame for the genuine woman beneath. It's strange how physical change often walks hand in hand with emotional recovery. The world sees a blonde hue and chirps about beauty secrets. But behind that shimmer lies something much more profound. The way she laughed backstage at the variety performance, the way she carried herself through public duty, there was a steadiness, an almost defiant grace. After months of silence and scrutiny, perhaps letting a little sunlight touch her appearance was her way of claiming something back. Not vanity, but vitality. Not image, but identity. To alter one's color is, in its simplest form, a shift of chemistry. But in a woman's life, it can be a chapter heading, sometimes even a declaration. After illness, after sorrow, after transformation, the lighter strands can whisper, "I'm still here," but a little changed. And perhaps that's why her new look has stirred such fascination, because everyone recognizes that quiet kind of rebirth, no matter how royal or ordinary their own lives may be. In truth, Kate's evolution has never been about dramatic reinvention. It has always been about subtle recalibration, a talent for balancing tradition with individuality, composure with humanity, formality with warmth. She understands that every public appearance carries symbolism, that every palette choice sends quiet messages. One's about optimism, recovery, continuity, and yet, beneath the public fascination, the heart of the story beats in something simpler. The image of a woman laughing softly under stage lights, smiling as she admits her hair has gone light in the sunshine. There's humility there, but also acceptance. A hint that she doesn't take herself too seriously. Perhaps because she's learned that life can change in a flicker, and vanity fades faster than courage. It's easy to view royal life as a constellation of perfection, gowns, jewels, headlines. But in this case, the fascination turned to something more empathetic. The public wasn't just admiring her style. I think they were witnessing a shared emotion, the gentle rediscovery of self after uncertainty. When someone endures illness, grief, or transformation, the mirror can become both a reminder and a challenge. To stand before it, to see oneself anew, to decide that light is allowed back in. That takes bravery. Kate Middleton has always embodied restraint. The measured gesture, the poised smile, the careful word. Yet in her lighter hair, in that peaceful confidence that has grown amid testing times, there is a silent permission to feel, to adapt, to start over without fanfare. perhaps the shift isn't meant to tell the world she's fine. Perhaps it's meant to tell herself that she's healing. That sunshine, her own phrase, wasn't just about a Greek island or a few golden highlights. It was about letting the light do what it does best, reveal what darkness tried to hide. Her story, woven through color and conviction, reminds us that transformation rarely announces itself with grand gestures. Sometimes it happens quietly, strand by strand, moment by moment, until one day you look in the mirror and realize that your reflection is carrying a little more warmth than before. And maybe that's the deeper secret behind her. Newfound glow. Hair grows back. Color fades and returns. But light, once it finds you again, never truly leaves.